Welcome to Rawal Online Classes. I am Vinita Gogia from Rawal Convent School. Today we are going to study the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree written by William Butler Yeats. This poem is the part of English literature book Beehive of class 9th. Before reading the poem, let's know something about the poet. William Butler Yeats was born on 13 June 1865 and died on 28 January 1939. He was an Irish poet and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. He was born in Sandymount, Ireland, and educated there and in London. His earliest volume of verse was published in 1889. From 1900, his poetry grew more physical and realistic. In 1923, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Stolen Child and The Second Coming are his famous poems. The poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree reveals the poet's nostalgia for peace and tranquility that he enjoyed during his childhood on the Lake Isle. The poet does not want the humdrum of life in cities and towns. He only wants to remain in peace and also lead a simple life which is possible only on the quiet island. He only wants to live at that place. Now, let's read the poem and know what the poet wants to express. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight is all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet swings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's clay. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now, what the poet wants to express in this poem is that it's his desire to escape from the hustle and bustle of the city and retreat to a peaceful island. He wishes to be close to nature and enjoy peace in the first stanza. The poet says that he will go to Innisfree. When he gets there, he will build a small cabin, plant 9 rows of beans, and set up a hive for honeybees. He will be by himself among nature. In the second stanza, he says that he will have some peace in Innisfree, even though the peace comes slowly. The crickets will sing, and at night the sky will shine with all the stars. In the third stanza, the poet says that he will hear the lake water lapping quietly by the shore. Even when he stands on the road or the grey pavements in the city, he will listen carefully to all these sounds deep within his heart. Now, the setting of the poem is at Irishy countryside. The following words show this, that is cabin, clay and wattles, glade, water lapping by the shore. The poem also indicates the time of the day. It shows nature at dawn in the phrase veils of the morning. In the evening, the place is a purple glow and full of linnet wings. Even at midnight, the sky is full of stars, which is shown in the phrase midnight all a glimmer. This poem is written in first person, which is Yeats himself. This can be seen from the use of the first person pronoun I. It is the form of a monologue where the poet is talking to himself. Now, the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is the beauty of nature, peace and harmony in the nature, and the poet wants to say that the man should live close to the nature. Actually, the poet wants to lead the life of peace and loneliness in the natural surroundings of Innisfree. It is an island on the Lake Isle. He seems to be fed up with the hectic and noisy city life. Now he wants to go to Innisfree to live in the lap of nature. He will enjoy playing in the water of the lake. The humming of bees and their beehives would please him. The central theme is that living in nature provides us with peace, tranquility, and happiness. Now look at the literary device or the poetic devices used in the poem. The main poetic device which is prevalent in all over the poem is imagery. The poet uses both visual and auditory images to tell the readers about the place. Visual image that pertains to our sight. The following are some examples of visual imagery that can be found in the poem. Veils of the morning, midnight all a glimmer, noon a purple glow. The lake water lapse also appeals to our sense of hearing. So this is the auditory imagery. The next poetic device used here is metaphor. It is used in the line, the veils of the morning and the deep heart's core. Here there is a combination or comparison of two unlike objects, but without using as and like. There is the fusion of the two unlike objects like veil and the morning, the veil of the bride and the veil and the morning. The poet wants to say that the morning is as fresh and beautiful as the new bride, so he compares it with the veil of the bride. Now the next poetic device used here is alliteration. What does alliteration means? It is when their sound of a consonant come together, it is called alliteration. Like in cabin clay, hive honey, glimmer glow and lake lapping. The next poetic device we will see in this poem is repetition. The poet repeats the words I will, I shall, I hear. And next poetic device used is contrast. The poet contrasts the city life very beautifully with the village life. I hope now you have understood the poem and will be able to answer any question related to it. Thank you.